If you are anything like me and are just thinking, you know what? Maybe we found a way to get people to stop petting the fuzzy cows, then you got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in, globe, whatever, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. You're an American. You can work this out. Got a lot going on. Tomorrow's FAFL Friday, so get ready for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We always have a good time on Fridays. And then next week, Monday, we are going to be just hitting it hard with a big Q&A session. As advertised or as requested, we're going to do a Q&A session. Ask me anything. Make it good. Hopefully, we'll make it stuff about the outdoors. That would be best. You can save the rest of it for our Q&A session on Russell and Hunters and other news if you want to do the political stuff. At the top, I said, if you're anything like me, you think this might be the way, and I might want to wait for Grizz to get around here, because he's the one that sent this to me, and I appreciate him sending this to me. So I might want to wait. We have a way to get rid of people petting the fuzzy cows, but let's start with Ricky Gervais, shall we? Ricky Gervais is a brilliant comedian. Ricky Gervais is the original star of The Office, the BBC Office, not the United States version, the BBC Office. And he is known for his MC abilities. What's up, Lynn? His MC abilities when he just absolutely torches celebrities and woke culture. He's fantastic, and I've seen his stand up. It's solid. Now Ricky needs an education. He needs a little education. Ricky Gervais is, and I'm going to make sure I get the name right here. He is starting his own campaign to eliminate trophy hunting. And for those of you that, I think you would get several different definitions of trophy hunter, what constitutes a trophy hunter and what doesn't constitute a trophy hunter. But I'm trying to find the name of the organization, but I'll give you his quote. There are few things as immoral in the world as shooting an animal just for fun and then bragging about it. It is sickening, cowardly, and downright deranged. So his goal is to raise money. The campaign, it's literally just called the campaign to ban trophy hunting. It took him minutes to come up with that one. He is looking for a complete ban on importing trophies into Britain, where he's from. We've seen this here in the United States. The Obama administration did their best to ban the import of trophy hunting after the CNN documentary called Trophy. CNN documentary called Trophy is fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. It was right on the tails of Blackfish, where they successfully eliminated the orca show at SeaWorld and all of the SeaWorlds where they may be. No more whale show, no more Shamu gone. So it was Tilikum and everybody gone. So they came, that was super successful, and CNN was playing the damn thing on a loop. That was always playing it. And then they came up with a follow-up called Trophy. And it was supposed to make people so disgusted about trophy hunting that they called they demanded a ban of importing trophy and just demand the practice of trophy hunting all around the world. That's what their goal was. And what they did was, well, they got the Obama administration to ban at least the imports of trophies, some trophies. But what they actually ended up doing is proving why trophy hunting is needed, and why trophy hunting is why it's legal, and why we do it, and how it can save species of animal. So Ricky Gervais, I'm not knocking him at face value. This is his new campaign. He's even made a T-shirt that we're so excited about it. What publication is this? It's an AP article, and they were so proud of him that he had a T-shirt. And the T-shirt is it's just an elephant. It's just okay. Ban trophy hunting. Ricky needs an education. Ricky, or this is just a money grab to just do some tug at people's heartstrings and get them to donate money. But the explanation goes like this, and I'm going to go back to the movie, the movie Trophy. Trophy proved that the problem is poaching, not trophy hunting. The true disgusting act, that's the P word here on the Go Show. Poaching is the worst thing we can talk about. Poaching's the problem. Mostly, and this is what Trophy was focusing on. Trophy is focusing on elephants, probably Cecil the lion, if I remember correctly, and then rhinos. Just so you know, my favorite land animal there is a rhino. I love rhinos. Think they're amazing. Love just looking at them. Just the sheer force that you're looking at, the power, just it's unbelievable. To me, it's hard for me to get my head around. So I watch them just flip cars, just roll them, just keep going now, just getting the horn in there and going and going and going. There's a guy who has a basically a rhino preserve in Africa, and this is on the movie Trophy. And he said people poach for the horns. The reason why they poach for the horns isn't for decoration. He said there are more people, and this is the quote that just stuck in my head. There are more people on this planet that believe that rhino horn or rhino horn extract cures things like cancer and erectile dysfunction than actually believe in Christianity. There are less Christians in this world than people that believe if you chop off a rhino's horn and ingest it in a pill form, it's like Viagra. It's not the case. So this man on the movie Trophy, and this is about Ricky Gervais's new campaign to eliminate trophy hunting or exports to Britain. The education needs to be the man, exactly what that guy said. He goes, if you allow farming of rhinos and you allow me to farm them, we go and just to eliminate people poaching my rhinos in my preserve, I go along and I cut off their horns about once every 3 months. They grow back like fingernails. And if you allow me to farm the rhino horn, we eliminate poaching. Barking up the wrong tree is what these bozos are doing and saying that it's all about trophy hunting. That's why animals are going to go extinct. It's barbaric and it's disgusting. I go back on top of this and use every part of the animal. I'm down with that, but they don't, Lynn. The thing is that the poachers just chop off the horns and they gone. They're gone. I mean, another suggested use that I came up with, but I don't, hang out with the African conservation community, is it's quite literally give the poachers, have a program for the poachers or people that are in this business. Give them trank darts, give them trank guns. They go and trank them, just get the horns and go on, let the thing live. But farming is illegal. This guy that had this preserve that was going in and chopping off the horns so the rhinos weren't killed. He has armed secured storage, like with 24-hour armed security of just rhino horns. He goes, I forget the dollar value, but it was blinding, the dollar value that people would pay for just the horns that he has. He goes, if they let me commercial farm and sell these things, because selling it's illegal. He said, if they let me sell this thing, I'm basically the richest man in Africa. So staying on rhinos, if you remember, right when this show started 11 years ago, the Dallas Safari Club auctioned off a white rhino tag. And everybody clutching their pearls. Oh, it's so terrible. Trophy hunting. $350,000 he paid for the tag, which literally is nothing in today's conservation world. $350,000. It would have sold for more, I think, had the stigma not been there. So the man was run out of his practice. The man was run out of town, had to pack up his family, almost witness protection style to save his life. And the conservation department that sold that from Africa, the conservation group that sold that tag, said we were going to go shoot that thing anyway. It's too old to reproduce, and it's killing all the babies. It is killing our conservation efforts. We were going to take it out. We thought, hey, let's get a wealthy Euro or an American to come in here with $300,000 to $500,000, and they can fund us for years. But it never happened. Yeah, it is. Yeah, they die exactly, Lynn. They die a horrible death. These animals that are poached just for the horn. It's awful, absolutely awful. And nothing's used but the horns and sold illegally in some black market that has hundreds of millions of people that believe that it cures erectile dysfunction and cancer. It doesn't. What's up, Daniel? How you doing, man? Grizz, what up, bud? I've been waiting on you because we're going to talk about the fuzzy cows in a minute. So I was holding off. We're going to get that in a second. The more it's the more you know and all of that. The better educators we become, like we talked about yesterday in the duck hunting protesters, the better we become at educating, the the sooner this goes away. The better we actually have. The better we actually have. The heck? Hold on a second. Let me get some coffee. Hang tight. Mhm. The better chance we have, woohoo, of getting these slappies to turn around. And when you have Ricky Gervais come out and say, I wanted to ban trophy hunting, I really didn't understand. Now I know. Here's where there's benefits, and here's where we can make changes. And so when we have people like Ricky Gervais turning around and saying like, "Oh, I made my elephant shirt." You know why people are over in Africa hunting elephants for the most part? The elephants that are absolutely terrorizing villages, killing kids, all that stuff. It's again, the authorities there are going to put these animals down anyway. Might as well get $100,000 or so from there. Yeah. What's up, Eddie? Yeah. So I'm absolutely against what Ricky Gervais is doing, but I'm not against Ricky Gervais. See, this is how we all win, peeps. This is how we all win. When I could just fire off, this guy's an idiot. I'm never going to listen to his show again. I'm never watching The Office, and I'm never watching his stand-up or the Golden Globes, which he hosts, and I don't watch the Golden Globes anyway. But I'm not firing off on him. He's just uneducated. He just doesn't understand. Now, is there trophy hunting just for sport and people just going and killing a bunch of things for a mount and not using any of the meat and not donating meat? And does it happen? Yeah. Okay. Bark up that tree, dude. Bark up that tree. It's like something that we'll probably talk about on the next show is California is now on July 1st. So Monday, they have an excise tax, an 11% excise tax going on all firearms, above the current federal 11% excise tax, plus the current state 6% tax or 9% tax in California. Literally pricing people out of the firearm market. And once again, when I say barking up the wrong tree, they're not barking up criminals' trees, which are the bad guys. This only hurts good guys. So it comes down to, again, education. And no, y'all, that doesn't make sense. I mean, forget about California. They get what they deserve. This is a important thing for us to talk about, and that is our ability to educate and really talk through these things. Right? I told you I'd wait for Grizz to get here because he sent me something that was funny, but then I thought, is it really comedy? Could it work? Maybe. I think it would be absolutely hysterical. The animal rights groups might have a little issue with it, but it depends on how we do it. I say we do it with ink. I say we do it with permanent ink. You guys will catch me in a minute here. Instead of branding or anything like that. But let's say, actually, I'll go back to Blackfish before I show you this slide. What if Tilikum, the whale that killed all the trainers and started the movie Blackfish, was the star of the movie Blackfish and the reason why there's no orca program in SeaWorld anymore? What if it was announced at the way you walk in, this is how many trainers Tilikum has killed. Here's his stats. He's this big, he weighs this much, he has this much offspring, and he has killed this many trainers. You wouldn't need the movie Blackfish. It would just be shut down. Done. And how the Obama administration did that is they went through OSHA. It's actually a smart move. It really was. So I saw the Chive and Babylon B actually said it's tourist launching season in Yellowstone. We might be able to get it to stop. Now, hold on a second to hear me out on this one. We might be able to get it to stop if we do this. Exactly what Grizz sent me. Here we go. Ready? Yeah. Yep. Just like the old planes that on the side, they would just they'd put a plane for every plane they had downed. This is what we need to do with the bison in Yellowstone. This is how many tourists I have launched in my career. Probably don't touch me. Probably don't approach. Again, this is funny. It's cool, but it is in notches on a gun, right? It might be something that work. Maybe it's not on the bison. Okay, let's flesh this out together. Maybe it's not on the bison. but maybe the signs that say "Do not pet the animals." You have one of those signs, much like at a lot of industrial work sites, where it said we have gone X amount of days accident free, right? And the days they go to zero are just probably the most depressing for these people. But that's the thing. This is how many tourists have been injured this year touching cows, fuzzy cows. Sorry. Yeah, bison have maimed, killed, and then give the stats, by the way, and then and go ahead and give the stats. So the stats are this many people injured, this many broken arms, this many trips to the hospital, something like that. Mm-hmm. Biker being launched. Oh yeah, yeah. It's tourist launching season in Yellowstone. It's because people are just dumb. People are just they're just not intelligent when it comes to. I don't. You watch these things. Have you seen this? And I'll look it up and see if it's going to make a good show. But there's a term called death by selfie. And if you haven't heard, it's kind of self-explanatory, right? It's the names and the actual definitions in the title. When the people are like backing up to the edge of the Grand Canyon and Spider-Man climbing up a building just to get that selfie. It's all for the gram. Yeah. And to actually to put that into, there's got to be something with fuzzy cows in there. There has to be something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And OSHA would have a field day. OSHA did, Lynn. Actually, that's the way OSHA was the regulations that they shut down the orca program in SeaWorld. Or that's where it started. I don't know if it went to like litigation and excelled from there, but that's what they started with OSHA. They said this is a hazardous workplace because there's this giant killer whale that is living up to his name, a killer whale, and killed several. I was actually at one of the shows where he didn't kill. I don't know if it's Tillicum. It was one of them, but one of them took a trainer down to the bottom. That dude, he popped up. She came up right beside him, and he just, I guess he thought that she was coming up and competing for the food that they were throwing in his mouth, and they just took her down. And people jumping out of the woodwork. It was crazy. It was absolutely bananas. So when I actually heard them, I know the grandson of the founder of SeaWorld. And this devastated him. The Blackfish just devastated him. He was just so sad about this because it painted SeaWorld in such a bad light. And SeaWorld is probably the most active oceanic conservation organization in the world. And so it was really tough. It was really tough for him to see. But I actually applauded them. They started with OSHA. I'm like, well, that makes sense. It's a good move. It's definitely a good move. So, they just wanted to play. No, have you saw, we played that on FAFO Friday when they launch seals 80 feet into the air. That's blinding. These orcas can jump 15 feet in the air. But I think it's a good idea. I think we got to just every warning you have around don't pet the animals, don't feed the animals, this and that. Here's how many tourists have been jacked by fuzzy cows this year. Kind of paints a bit like, everybody was going to show up and I was going to get that selfie. I was going to get that gram shot. I was going to get super close to one of the things. Might make them think twice. Because let's be real, the bison aren't killing these people. It's not like we're doing some, good by pulling them out of the gene pool. They're going to keep going on and doing stupid things. And it probably gives them a better video if they're filming it. Yeah. If I got launched anywhere, I'd do remember the old Disney cartoons, Goofy? You'd go, yeah! If I could just think to do that as I'm getting launched, at least my death will be funny. At least somebody can get some laughs out of it. If I'm going out anyway, hell, somebody's going to get some laughs out of it. Jeez Louise. So, yes, thank you, Grizz, for sending that along. And by the way, if you do want to communicate with me, the very worst thing to do is on instant messenger on any of these social media sites. I'm terrible at it, guys. I'm going to get better. I'm trying to get better. But right now, as it stands, if you all have reached out to me on instant messenger, it's tough for me. So you can just send me an email at mike@gomikerussell.com. Easy breezy. Mike@gomikerussell.com. Send me an email if you have anything, and we can go from there. Mm-hmm. OSHA, I think OSHA should be. I think OSHA is federal. So OSHA is everywhere. OSHA is ubiquitous. They don't back down. Let's talk about Colorado, shall we? Colorado, and this is important because we are out of state. So when you buy a tag or apply for a tag in any state, two different types of tags. You're in state, out of state. So when you put in for elk in Colorado, you're putting in for an out of state tag that cost a boatload of money. Mine, I forget. I think it was something like $1,500. It was absolutely absurd. It was absolutely absurd. So, oh, sorry, Eddie. It's Mike at gomikerussell.com. So easy breezy. Go Mike Russell, like Geo, like the go, like that. Go show. Go MikeRussell.com. And so shoot that over. Just shoot, if you guys have any questions, whatever. It's better to get a hold of me that way because I'm banging my head against the desk every time I think, oh my gosh, wait, there's messages on each of these social media platforms. So the ABCs and me, y'all know me. We've been hanging out 11 years. You'll definitely know me. Colorado. So in-state, out-of-state tax. This is the absurd headline because I think it's absolutely it's just dumb. Oh shoot, have it on the wrong. So let's go to the actual headline. The actual headline reads: Colorado to ban out of state archery elk tags. You ready for this? Well, so non-residents. After complaints of overcrowding and more non-residents bow hunting elk than residents, the Colorado Park and Wildlife Commission overwhelmingly voted to eliminate out-of-state elk tags. I hope you get what you deserve, Colorado. You're going the way of California. You watch yourself. Y'all are going to become California too sweet with a quickness. There are several states that are appointing, because the commissioners are appointed by the governor and approved by the House and the Senate in that state. More and more non-outdoorsy, let's put it that way. How about non-hunting, non-fishing antis are being elected governor and taking their role to appoint commissioners to the commission, which is the boss of bosses. To make sure that we do stupid things like this and eliminate people's opportunity to get out and enjoy and recreate. That's right, Eddie. It's another state. Another state just ruining itself, and they lose so much because of what? Oh, well, there's more out-of-staters than in-staters here. Then in-staters go hunt. Why complain? Okay, eliminate everyone else's opportunity because they're actually getting up, getting out, and going hunting. And by the way, if you're buying an out-of-state elk tag for Colorado, it's a lot of money. It's 4 figures. And then you're going to Colorado. You're spending gas money in Colorado, lodging in Colorado, food in Colorado, probably processing in Colorado. You're adding to their economy. And just because they're like, that's not fair. There's more of them than us. Then good, make us bigger. That's on you, dude. It's not. I go to the commission. I will ban. They need to get rid of these out-of-staters. These out-of-staters are just paying for a lot of your nonsense here in Colorado. Oh man! And then on top of that, now, and they won't know until it bites them in the tuchus. What's going to happen to the populations? What's going to happen to conservation? Y'all, I can't impress upon you enough that the North American model of wildlife conservation works. It works. Plain and simple. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And part of that model is using hunters and anglers to help manage healthy populations of each species. And here in Arizona, I believe we have 60-ish game species, including the fish, like 60-ish. We have 820 species of animal here. And my elk tag, if I go take an elk, actually aids and helps in all of those animals, the animal populations. It has a ripple effect, each and every one. So when you start to eliminate the ability, not because of science, not because of the biology and the biodiversity issues. If you just go biodiversity issues, Michael, let me just try more coffee. Good grief. I'll straighten this out. You start jacking with your game and fish department's ability to manage healthy populations, because I just, and they won't know until bite them in the tuchus until there's an explosion of elk, and then that starts jacking with the vegetation. It starts jacking with the other animals that don't have vegetation, because there are too many elk eating all the vegetation, and it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. Affects the runoff into the streams, the runoff into the lakes. It impacts everything, all because it's not fair. We don't want that. I'm sorry if y'all know anybody on the Colorado Commission. Y'all ain't thinking right. You all are not thinking right. You're doing this for just what, a little PR stunt? Yeah, that's right. Those out-of-staters. Do you understand, here in Arizona, out-of-staters are our economy? For the love of grief. I mean, it's like Vegas almost. It's like Vegas saying, we don't like these out-of-towners. We don't like these out-of-staters. Out-of-staters, out-of-towners are a huge boost to the economy. Mm-hmm. Yes. You know something, Grizz? I have actually seen a couple, and it was probably in passing, maybe flipping through channels. Grizz asked if I watch any of the shows on Game Wardens. I don't know names, and help me out with that, names and all that. And remember, we're going to do this on Monday, by the way, y'all. If we're going to have a fun conversation, it's going to be just a all-out question and answer system. It's going to be a fun show. So you guys can ask me anything like that, or, hopefully we'll keep it mostly to the outdoors, and we're going to have a good time. And tomorrow's FAFO Friday. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Lynn says they're good shows. I bet they are. Cause it's a tough gig being a game warden. It really is. And here we call them unit managers. And we were celebrating at the Arizona Sportsmen for Wildlife Conservation board meeting. We were celebrating with the heads, the muckety mucks of Game and Fish Department, that they're actually graduating. I think it was something small, like 4 new unit managers from the police academy, because they are law enforcement officers. And I mean, they're having trouble. So I bet the shows like that are kind of highlighting, like, guys, this ain't easy. Like, if I see somebody poaching, I got to get as much information as I can and just report it to Operation Game Thief. They might be able to do something with it. It's not like the red and blues are going to start, showing up and woo, put down the deer. No, it's nothing like that. Unless they're out there with that deer decoy. I got to get a picture. Next time I'm at Game and Fish, I'm going to see if somebody can take me over and show me. Because they have a kind of a mechanical, I guess, a mechanical fake deer. They just moves around, kind of moves in. They put it out and where they know there's poachers, people that are spotlighting at the middle of the night. Pop, pop, pop. That thing's been shot so many times. Yeah. And they just busted people right there. That's when the sirens blare and you go get them. So, yeah. Don't tell Rob Hunter I said that. I will be talking to him at noon. Do not tell Rob Hunter I said that. I'm serious, because he'll say that's entrapment. Robbie, we get him. Mm-hmm. But yes, let's talk about that too on Monday. So let's do that. Hey, y'all, this has been a lot of fun. So let's recap, shall we? Ricky Gervais just needs an education. When you see celebrities doing this kind of thing, they're uneducated. They need an education. Go on Twitter, go on in and tell them, hey, check out the North American model. Understand, talk to the, that would, if he wants to eliminate trophy hunting, go talk to the actual game wardens in Africa and see what's what, if you have all the info. Putting up signs, OSHA style signs, or stamping bison might help. Let me see if we can pull it up here. Might help us get rid of people petting the fuzzy cow, so that might work. And then I love it. And support your local game wardens. How about that? Yeah, be nice to them. The unit managers, so they're called. So tomorrow, FAFO Friday. It is a Mike doesn't have a theme edition yet, but I might come through with one. So don't worry about it. Just might happen. Because believe it or not, I prep for the show. I know. I prep for the show though. All right. We'll see you. We'll see you here tomorrow. And Monday, we're going to do the big Q&A session. So we'll just have a lot of fun with that. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Eddie, Lynn, Grizz, you guys are the best. I appreciate it. Like it, share it out. And we'll see you here tomorrow at 11 here on The Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state